Hello guys and welcome to episode 5 of the Slay the Princess Let's Play. Last time we met the damsel in distress and tried to save her, and she got consumed by whatever this monster is with all of the hands. And yeah, we're back in the woods now. The narrator just told us that we are looking for a princess in the basement of a cabin. Let's see what happens next.
You're here to slay her.
Okay, this is all we've heard before. The end of the world. Have you considered that she's this, blah blah blah. There's nothing new here. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to do this. Let's just go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning.
Within.
Before you go, she will lie.
She will cheat.
We're not going to go through with this, right?
The hero. Okay, so this is we're just a clean slate. We started over again. Let's proceed to the cabin. And let's see what our options are.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely
back in the
bare.
cabin. Okay.
The blade is your implement.
So we will take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Yeah, it would be. Let's enter and see what kind of princess we get this time.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faint. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Okay.
Who's there?
Aha, so this sounds like the one.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down.
Yeah,
Don't
so
let it
this
fool
is-
you. It's all part of the...
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look
So
at
this
you?
is the one
Great
from the
job.
very
You gave
first
away the
episode.
element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Aha.
You
There
walk
she
down the
is.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
So the last time we met this princess, we let her out by chopping off her arm, and then he took control of us, and then she slit our throat. Then in chapter 2, she was in the prison with lots of different shackles stuck to her neck. We ended up investigating one of the shackles and getting caught in it, basically, and we ended up staying for the rest of the time stuck in the prison with the princess until eventually the walls crumbled and she got out, and then that's when this thing consumed her, and we learned that there's some monster or something living inside her, and it wants us
She's
to
so
feed it more
coldly
princesses.
beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
Okay.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
No, I wasn't. So what? No way. Why would you even think that? Yeah, it wasn't a joke. Still your nerves and step forward.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just
Talk,
dropped
yeah.
the blade
That's right.
and talked?
So that's what happened last time. we
Don't
dropped the
you
blade.
dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster.
Okay. Let's drop it for now.
The blade tumbles out of...
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Okay. let's
Against
talk.
your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
Oh, no.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward
Okay,
start to a relationship.
We've seen a relationship. Are you coming on
Don't
to me?
jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Okay. So yeah, so this is what we asked her before. You're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
You're apparently going to end the world. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
So I don't know if we're supposed to keep talking to her because we've had these conversations before. Basically, she's going to tell us that go get the key. We'll go try to get the key, and end up having to chop her out. So let's see if we can skip ahead.
Have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Yeah. So I'm going to get you out of here. I'm going to keep you here locked away. So we can get to know each other. Okay. So I'm going to get you out.
Oh, you have to be. kidding? You walk up to the chains binding the princess. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful.
Yeah,
Whoever
it
locked
won't be upstairs. If there isn't a key, do you have any ideas? I'm going to check, so let's just ask her for the ideas.
Well, you do have that big, sharp
we
knife.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Yeah.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about You attempt to make your
can't
way.
get
Someone
out.
else here.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you... Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
So he's going to take us over. Let's save the princess.
Against your better
I
judgment,
always hate this one. It looks
place
so
the blade
weird.
against the princess's arm, just above
So
the massive,
creepy, that face.
unyielding chain.
She like sliced through
You
it.
cut into her flesh. The blade is
This
sharp,
one is
and you
not
make
great
quick
either.
work of it. Before long, she didn't so much as utter a sound.
Yeah, so here we
Free
go.
from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay.
No, we won't have any of
Yeah,
that.
so
The
the narrator's
stakes
not
are
gonna let
too
us do it
high.
again, that's
You can't just
fine.
let her escape as the princess approaches the bottom. Wait,
We will
this isn't
resist.
fair. You can't just watch me.
We want to warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Okay, so she's...
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Yes, so... Oh, we can't resist. Ah. We can't resist. That's interesting. So what I thought was gonna happen was I thought like this chapter is like the chapter that you go in and it's just standard whatever. You either save or you're done. And then in chapter 2 it splits, and I thought, oh, maybe in chapter 2 I made the wrong decision by putting a thing on my neck, and if you make a different decision it branches and then you have a different ending, and you have a different princess that you then feed to this monster, and eventually the monster gets so enough princesses that you finish the game and there's a conclusion. But this has changed because I can't click on resist, it's grayed out, and my only options are to slay her. There doesn't seem to be anything else. Oh, I've never noticed this before, but is that her hand? That's pretty cool. And they all say slay, right? They're all slay the princess, slay the princess. Okay. This I was not expecting. Well, let's slay the princess.
Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air.
Okay. Did we hit her?
But she's ready for it.
Oh,
she
she's too
grabs
fast.
your arm, her grip like a stone vice.
Uh-huh.
You drop the blade. Pathetically.
We shouldn't have cut her out, I guess.
She lets go,
Oh.
and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker.
Okay.
There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you to feel much right now. Adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves.
Okay.
You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out of your misery.
So this time she didn't know that I was being controlled.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this,
Right, it does.
right?
Oh, the sound. You could I don't know if you guys can hear it on there, but the sound is
I'm sorry,
not very nice.
but it's over.
Okay.
Everything goes dark,
And you die.
and you die.
So we're back at the tower now. So let's see if we can get to chapter 3. What are we,
You're
like
on a path
2.5
in
hours
the wood.
into
You're
the
here
playthrough?
to slay her.
Yeah. Getting terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, this has already happened, but I died. She's going to kill me again.
Again?
Let's see what he says.
People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Just remember we're special.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Okay, let's see who we get next.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you thought. What does it matter what he knows?
Okay.
There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all that's really happened. Why should I listen to you? Okay, we've already discussed this. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning.
Yeah.
She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Probably not.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist.
Yes.
I'm just being realistic.
That's exactly my my saying, because I would say I'm pessimistic most of the time, but
You're
not
being
really. I'm
annoying.
realistic.
Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter.
Okay, he's kind of
Rescue
becoming a bit
her.
more balanced now.
Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
So, I guess
If
we go
that's
to
what
the
you
tower.
want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Well, we didn't have another choice, I'm afraid. So yeah, the options, I missed the only other option is unless it forces us
The
to.
interior of the
this
cabin
new.
is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Strange that it's on top of an altar.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
That's a great question.
We
Yeah.
don't feel small. We are small.
Even though in the last one it said we'd grown. So we can approach the mirror because he didn't
Walk up
punch
to
it.
the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and
disappear.
rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things
That
are
might be
better
true.
left
That might be true.
unseen.
Okay, so let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It would. Let's enter the basement and let's see what the basement's like. See if she's all chained up again.
The door to the basement
spiral
creaks open,
staircase.
revealing a spiral staircase.
Fancy. She's
Its
getting
steps
fancy.
almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Very big steps.
This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the
Booming
stairs.
voice.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this
She
last
certainly
time.
wasn't, no.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Okay, so are we going to worship
Should we
her
be
this time?
worried about your sudden change in attitude?
Yeah.
Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Get me to the princess, okay.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Let's see
The
if she
chain
remembers
is
us.
nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has
So
returned
she
to
does
me.
remember.
I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Yes, mummy? Let's tighten
As
it.
if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
Okay, no tightening it.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen
I'm
to
no
us?
simp.
I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
I am in her presence.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
You like talking, don't you?
The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed
So
when
again,
you've
this time she
already
doesn't seem to
catastrophically failed.
She doesn't seem to remember, but know that we didn't want to kill her.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Okay.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
Okay.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
I don't think she will. What would you have me do? What have you planned? Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. I have questions for you before I decide to do anything. What happened to you after I died? I'm not going to help you end the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do that. I'm yours. Command, pledge yourself to her. So we're not going to, at least not yet. We're not going to pledge ourselves to her. But we'll say this one.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
We literally, you just said you didn't even know anything about the divine truth. You forgot about it, so don't give me that. What happened to you after I died?
Know the limits of your privilege, little
So
bird.
she doesn't really want to talk then, does she?
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest,
Or a pet.
perhaps. Or a pet.
What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
How would we break the chain? See, this is the first one where I'm like, I don't want to break her chains at all. I'm not going to help you end the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do this. If you're so powerful, can't you just break them
Don't be
yourself?
rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
Yes.
That's exactly why it's rude.
We should know our
We
place.
should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful God unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am. or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn.
So she wants us to be
a better dawn.
Good to know.
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Okay. Well, let's just say this one. Let's just at least put up a fight.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
So it's obvious what she's planning. She's
As
going to
your
kill
eye
us.
falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Pick up the
You
blade.
reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway. You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy
This is going to be
truce.
interesting.
The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Okay, so I don't have a choice, okay?
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End.
We can't resist. We can try to slay her or slay ourselves. I don't know what's going to happen. If I try to slay ourselves or slay her, are we just going to end up back where we started? So far, we've gotten to like the end of the story, end of the chapter, by keeping her alive. Or trying to keep her alive and trying to free her. But this time, we've been very defiant. So I don't really know what to do. Let's try and slay her.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Okay.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't.
Oh,
As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her. It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
Okay.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next. Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
The sounds going on in my headphones.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
You know, this will be a lot easier if you gave us a hand.
My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
She wants us to kill ourselves.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me.
Yeah.
You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
That's a little demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this.
Yeah, I
At least
agree.
one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
I said no. It's interesting, like, if this is a chance, if this is a possibility to do. Amuse, pledge yourself, or Slayer. I mean, we're in for a penny and for a pound. Let's see what happens.
Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees.
I feel like she's just gonna like splat us like a insect.
But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
Okay.
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we? You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
It's not.
Shut up.
I think it is.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Okay.
Before you can strike the final blow,
I was
the
gonna say
princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet.
I feel like we aren't.
There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this. The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor.
God killer.
Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
No.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something. I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, we got to chapter 3. Let's go. I was certain that was the end for me. Oh.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
I think he's upset.
Okay, guys, I think I'm going to leave this episode here because we've already been going for half an hour, and we'll continue in the next one with episode 6. So if you've been liked and enjoyed, I really had no idea what's going on. I thought we were definitely going back to the start there. But if you liked and enjoyed, please do make sure you give me a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Slay the Princess content for the Let's Play. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.